Now this is juicy. Joe posting this. Some suspiciously novel looking castings have appeared at Giga Texas. The caption, interesting developments next to the Giga Texas casting machine section today. Several new kinds of castings that do not look like a Model Y or Cybertruck. Joe then puts the call out, looking for experts out there to identify these in the comments. Also, what looks like more GigaPress parts being delivered today. So here's a few of the aerial drone shots. By the way, how cool is it that Tesla actually allows total dorks to fly drones over these things and just snapshot, whatever, who cares? The transparency is next level. The question is, what the actual fuck are these? Joe also posted a second set of shots here. And as we can see, these are being produced in decent volumes. Not crazy numbers yet, but clearly something is brewing. Here's the shot of what appears to be a new part for a GigaPress. So, some of the internet sleuths have already uncovered this. Remember Tesla's presentation of their next generation vehicle, the manufacturing system, the modular manufacturing system? Well, what do we have here? Deus Ex Machina has posted this. A shot from the original presentation with what appears to be a casting and a shot of one of the castings spotted today. Now, call me crazy, but I think it is at least safe to say that the castings we've seen today are for a future vehicle that Tesla will be producing. Cybercab and or a more affordable vehicle, who knows? But this is rather interesting. And there's plenty more to come. Man, I love X. Check this out. Encoded on these castings, RTTX050. Could that be Robotaxi Texas? Conspiracy alert? Falcon Heavy Booster, presumably that's what the username translates to. Guessing RTTX, Robotaxi Texas, probably, and RSF, possibly rear subframe. Now again, we're in pretty sleuthy conspiratorial territory right now, but brother, this is interesting. Bradford Ferguson here, confirming he barred up. Quote, my heart rate just went from 82 beats per minute, this is pretty high to be sitting, to 112 while sitting. Giga Texas is batch printing new castings for a novel, truly new model. Sawyer Merritt chiming in, quote, these do appear to be rear Cybercab castings. The Cybertruck casting racks are marked with CTTX, which means Cybertruck Texas. On these new images from Joe today, we can see RTTX, which likely means Robotaxi Texas. The post continues, Tesla has been installing Cybercab production equipment for months. 2 months ago, in a public interview, Lars said that the first Cybercab prototype builds were slated to start this summer, with general mass production to start in early 2026. So this would seem to line up with those production timelines on Cybercab, which would also seem to suggest that Tesla does in fact believe that autonomy is around the corner, that their robotaxis will first launch in Austin in June. And by the way, just to be clear for those who aren't regular viewers, when I say robotaxi, I mean a Tesla vehicle operating autonomously, not a dedicated Cybercab. Because remember, over-the-air software update, bam, suddenly a Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model X can operate autonomously. Austin's going to be Tesla's first city with autonomy, and likely the first city they start pumping Cybercabs into. In short, it seems Tesla's fully on track with Cybercab and autonomy. And what an amazing coincidence. Less than 24 hours before Tesla's earnings/company update, where I'm sure we're going to hear plenty more about what's going on, which, by the way, we already knew was going on quarters ago. So they're just basically going to say, we're still on track, bro. We told you what we're going to do, and we're still doing it. The end. I saw this from a man who Elon Musk once suggested had been fired from Tesla's board of directors for, quote, weaselly, end quote, behavior. By the way, true story. I think he's posted that only on one of my subscriber exclusive videos, so the public may not have seen that. But anyway, the title of this video, Tesla needs to find a new growth engine, and soon. Which, I mean, can anyone think of any potential growth engines? I don't know, autonomy, robotaxis, Cybercab, more affordable vehicles, maybe, take your pick.
Welcome back to Overtime. Tesla, one of the hardest hit stocks in the S&P 500 today. Some negative headlines weighing on sentiment, including reports that the company is delaying the launch of its lower cost Model Y and lowering Cybertruck production. The stock also getting a price target cut at Barclays, citing weakening fundamentals. And tomorrow, we'll get first quarter earnings right here on Overtime. Joining us now is Steve Westley, founder and managing partner at the Westley Group and a former Tesla board member. Steve, welcome. So Tesla has never probably traded on its fundamentals as a car company. So does all of this stuff matter, or does a potential shift in Elon Musk's reputation matter more?
Look, all of this matters. You can't go on forever without showing growth and profits. And look, this is a rough quarter for Tesla, and they may not have hit rock bottom yet. Big miss on deliveries, 337,000 vehicles versus an estimate of 380,000. That's a 13% decrease, and it stands in stark.
Now, obviously, Steve's going to point out that at least part of the reason for that quote-unquote 13% decrease, I'm assuming year-over-year quarterly deliveries, might have been the fact that Tesla changed over the Model Y globally at literally all 4 factories essentially simultaneously, which affected production of their most popular, best-selling, highest volume vehicle. Surely he'll mention that at least, right?
Contrast to the rest of the world, EVs grew 29% year over year. Tesla's shrinking 13%. So that's why the share price has dropped 50% from a December high of $1.5 trillion down now to just over $700 billion. It's hard to lose $800 billion in shareholder value without investors getting a little worried. Now, analysts expect a flat Q1, revenues probably $21.5 billion. That could be lower revenues for 2025. And if you want to be valued as a flashy high-tech company, you need the growth to go with it. Punchline, Tesla needs to find a new growth engine soon.
I am curious if Steve's going to follow up his punchline by pointing out that they are telling investors that they're on track to launch their first autonomous vehicles in Austin in June. It's almost the end of April right now. I'm not very good at math, but I think June's like 2 months from now. Actually, late June's 2 months from now. Could that perhaps be a new growth engine, or perhaps the more affordable vehicles? I mean, is Steve playing dumb, or is this a bit of back and forth ping pong so the anchor can then say, well, didn't Tesla say autonomy in June? Like maybe Steve knows. Maybe he's just playing the game. Maybe this has all been teed up, well architected. What do you guys think?
Well, I guess part of the reason I ask the previous question, though, is there are some, including Dan Ives, calling for Elon Musk to return his full attention to Tesla. But I imagine Tesla investors might be wondering, even if he does that, if people's feelings about Elon Musk himself influence their decision to buy a Tesla, to invest in the stock, are we just living in a new reality?
So I do have to point out the obvious. We heard Elon needing to return his full attention to Tesla. You know he's been running SpaceX the whole fucking time he's been running Tesla, right? Never mind having 400 trillion kids and a bunch of baby mamas that you don't even know about yet. Wait, what? Neuralink, boring company, now Exhale. Oh, I could keep going on. At no point, technically, has 100% of Elon's attention been on Tesla, although technically, he will focus 100% on Tesla and then shift focus 100% to SpaceX and move on and on and on. Task switching is a brutally painful process, mentally. But the point is, he's always had a bunch of different irons in the fire. This time's no different. Although the key distinction is, historically, back in 2018, Tesla production hell, that shit was a make or break, the guy literally needing to be sleeping on the factory floor. This is not the same situation. And of course, the extremely left-leaning media, talking to the totally not left-leaning Steve Wesley. I don't know his political affiliations. I definitely couldn't guess by looking at the ESG section on his website. Wait, what's this? Oh, we're on the ESG section of the Wesley Group website. How curious. I wonder if we can find anything. Ooh, Diversity VC. Oh, this is exciting. Worked with Diversity VC to help release the research report, The Equity Record, which highlights the inequity of VC capital allocation to underrepresented populations in the US. Let's see here, our partnerships. Oh, what do you know? Diversity VC. Diversity VC is a non-profit helping drive diversity, equity, and inclusion in venture capital. By the way, how long until this gets deleted from their website? So anyway, my point was that we obviously don't know whether or not Steve and the folks over at the Wesley Group lean at all to the left, but we do know that the media in which Steve is currently appearing certainly overall lean to the political left, and therefore the current narrative in the political left is Elon bad. There is no counter narrative in the media because Elon bad, Orange Man bad, the two of them together, Giga bad. So please tell us more about Elon bad, causing a few people in your social circles who all tend to lean left, claiming loudly that they will never buy a Tesla because Elon bad, because discovering fraud and waste, which some of these folks may be recipients of, well, they don't like that.
Well, I think, look, for any company, Tesla or otherwise, you need the CEO to be completely focused. Tesla is facing what I call the quadruple whammy. No new product, no date for a $30,000 Tesla. You got a polarizing brand, U.S. sales down 13%. In Europe, it's a whopping 43%. They've got huge competition from BYD and the Chinese. Full self-driving is late. They've paused the rollout in China. I think they need a CEO fully focused on the company. I think if he said he was coming back, share price would go up. But Tesla's bet the farm on the Robotaxi. Right now, they've got to get government approval to get that going.
That's exactly where I was going to go with you, Steve. How much now hinges on Robotaxi's rollout? And certainly Austin seems to be ground zero in some senses around that, especially if you have seen protests and boycotts and increased competition and some of these other things that we know are denting sales.
Look, I think Austin is ground zero, but you've got to remember this. Waymo got its first regulatory approval 4 years ago. That's a long time for Tesla and the others, I might add, to be playing catch up. And now Waymo already off, moving in 4 cities already, expanding into 10 quickly. New ones coming, Tokyo and international cities in the pipeline. So Tesla's got a lot of catching up to do. I think one of the most worrisome things for me is in China, where BYD is coming out with this new, really impressive $8,000 Seagull. And it comes with the free Eye of God self-driving. Tesla charges $8,000 for their full self-driving option in China. In China, you get the whole car and the self-driving. So that's a lot to compete with. They have to kick it into a higher gear. And the self.
So Steve makes some fair points. There is ruthless competition and incredibly affordable electric vehicles available in China. That's already the case, just for the record. Can anyone remind me what the world's best-selling vehicle was last year? Oh, Tesla's Model Y. Oh, but what about in China, where there's all this insane competition where you can buy the whole car for less than Tesla's FSD? Best-selling vehicle in China last year, does anyone want to... Oh, wait, hang on. I think it was actually Tesla's Model Y. So, cool story, bro. In conclusion, according to the title of this video, Tesla needs to find a new growth engine and soon. Spoiler alert, Mr. Wesley. I think Tesla, in fact, is about to launch the growth engine of growth engines in Austin in June. So, in short, don't worry, Steve. I think they've got it covered. But thanks for your concern. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.